Yeah, what's going on, everybody? What is up? It's your boy Tvshka and Josh.
Hey,
What's up? How you doing, man?
I just as commissioner,
Just jump into it.
as commissioner, this is the episode we're just going to air our grievances, okay?
Yeah,
Because a crime was committed,
I will call
even
it.
though, and we might be joined by our fellow lawyer to explain to us what legal
Ooh,
action certain things can take into this,
I like it.
because as commissioner, screw it. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a dog down the street, yourself, Soul, and maybe like two other kids who can spell football. We're going to get together and
Mhm.
just decide who the best four teams are going to be out of our fantasy league and just put them in the playoff. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who wins and who loses, apparently, according to the college football playoff committee.
Mhm. Who's
Because
hot? Who's not?
right, at Florida State, it's all about the eye test, and then they're going to go but the best teams. So yes, I after over the weekend, yes, this is a fantasy football show, but it's also the fuck around part of it, and we're going to fuck around a little bit, talk about college football at the top
Yeah,
of it.
we're gonna fuck around a lot of it.
Okay.
But yeah, man. So yikes, came in hot there. Wasn't ready for that, but no, man, I'm with you. For me, my grievances is the officiating in the fucking NFL,
Mm-hmm.
college football as well. What the fuck, guys? Can we make this a full time job and make it to where they're better? Um,
Right.
yeah, because it was pretty bad. And I'm not saying that because I feel like the Chiefs. I don't feel that the Chiefs should had won. Excuse me. It's just that it was sloppy, and it's been sloppy as fuck all over. And I don't know, maybe that affected some of the points. But what do you think, man?
I mean,
Officiating, and then end of other rants. Yeah.
yeah, officiating wise, you are correct. I mean, there's enough money to go around to where they can somehow make it a full time job. With that, I mean, yeah, that's the thing is it's such a thankless job that you're really going to have to pay a ref and just be like, all right, it comes to it.
Yeah.
Especially when you go down to much more amateur sports, which amateur sports are tainted. I mean, obviously, it's all about money and who the best rating teams, and not the best team that won all their games. Who cares
Right.
about that? Games don't matter anymore. So why even play? Just put them. Just do like a 7-on-7 combine for like 2 weeks, and then have like 13 old dudes look at them and be like, okay, I think they're the best team. And then, yeah,
Right.
everyone sounds like Kermit the Frog to me at this point because they're all dumbasses who don't take a respect for the game of the sport. That's why you play the game. It's to win, as Herm Edwards used to say. That's why you play the game. And then you have referees going out there. Now, yes, I will say this. The Packers did outplay the Chiefs. The Chiefs did not look good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Which
yeah.
scares me about their playoff run. But who knows? If Patrick Mahomes goes down, maybe they should be in the playoff because their best quarterback's out. According to some people, that matters. It's not
Yeah.
just line them up and figure it out, because that's how you're supposed to determine outcomes, and not just because 13 guys in a room decided that you're not good enough. But I don't know. But sports, it's fun. What's
Sports.
the problem? We go to work, we come home, and it's
Good.
supposed to be an escape, not to bitch online. But you know what? It's kind
Yeah.
of fun. This is the errors of grievances. Shout out to Seinfeld.
Yeah. Shout out and good God. And some people need to shout out for sure. I did the wrong thing and looked in the chats during some Chiefs live streams, and it was like, good Lord. Like, you could tell that there are new bandwagon fans that have no idea what they're talking about.
No.
And it's just like, shut the fuck up.
Is Patrick Mahomes still the quarterback?
Yeah. They're
Is
like,
Andy-
he's a bum.
Is
Get him
Andy
outta
Reid still
here."
your coach?
Yeah.
Is Travis Kelce still dating Taylor Swift? That's the biggest thing, right? So as
Yeah,
long as
sure,
that's
sure.
that is still together, then when are you going to get your Taylor's boyfriend Travis Kelce, with on the back of his jersey? Because I saw a couple of those at the Packers games. That was weird. But yeah, the referees have been. It's very egregious no calls in both sports. All sports, as they would say. But yeah, that no PI call there at the end where they would.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it was obvious he was backpacking.
Yeah, and some people would
But
say
then
that.
also the hit, it wasn't.
Yeah,
I think it should have been a personal foul or something of that nature because it was aggressive, even though it was illegal. And
right.
if that's not a flag, then they need to review stuff like that. Because you could have just pushed him, but he kind of led, not with the helmet but shoulder, put a little more force than maybe. But at the same time, hey, take a free shot at, someone that you get annoyed with because they're in commercials. I get
Yeah, but no,
man.
refs that they're literally some people are surprise. There's been a couple of articles where some big time people in the NFL are tasking the owners, being like, figure this shit out. They're a $9 to $10 billion in a company. Basically, the NFL is at this point. You're worth $9 to $10 billion. The fact that we still have to have two eyeballs who don't have 20/20 vision look into a little bitty camera and determine if they caught the ball or not, which they still haven't figured that out. But you have these type of referees things now. Thankfully, as long as they don't go on strike, because that was terrible. It's bad now, but that was terrible when the referees were on strike.
Terrible.
It was terrible. There was a base in the terrible. But no, the only thing that I would say about last night that was a saving grace for the NFL was the Packers did outplay the Chiefs.
Oh yeah,
but
did a great job.
Still throw the flag when it's warranted, and then there's some calls that are like, "Why did you throw that?" So To
me, kind of for that one, the biggest one was the face mask.
Yeah,
that was a momentum shift because it was 4th and 1. They got that big bomb.
Yeah, and he put his hands right. It was it literally was like freaking Alien of where he was, and so just like
motherfucking face sucker McGee. Just call it. Also, I'm going to call it. What do you want me to segue to, dude? Are we going to injuries or are we going to top 10?
All right. So the injury is the college football game itself. That's injured.
Injured or butt hurt?
Which one? No, not butt hurt. If you're a Bama fan, you just roll damn tide all damn way. But it's a Power 5 conference. You win. You play to win the game. They won all their games, but yet you're getting punished. But going into other actual injured players, Ramondre Stevenson, shout out. I have in way too many leagues. Thankfully, the ankle injury came back negative. He obviously will not play next week. So hopefully he's back in 2 weeks. That's still, high. It's an ankle sprain.
Playoff time, right?
Who knows on there. But the big breakout, unfortunately, Tank Dell is out for the season. He broke his fibula, one of those ibulas. In his leg. Yeah, fibula.
You hate to hear that.
Yeah,
you hate to visualize it because that is gory and cringeworthy for sure.
But, there's nothing as bad as Kevin Ware shout out, but basketball player that it literally poked through during the tournament.
Yeah, Joe Namath. There's been some of them that I'm glad they're saying that they're
Joe Theismann.
Or Theismann, yeah. But anyways, you hate to hear about that for that kid, especially rookie year, showing out, getting a lot of people fucking points. Scored a lot, even though he did go out.
And then he scored a touchdown, and he still did well before he went out.
Yeah, he still did a good job. But who else unfortunately is on that list as far as injuries? Anybody else?
Christian Kirk tweaked his groin tonight. So that's something to keep an eye on.
Index.
It's groinindex.com. Kenny Pickett did have surgery, but they're not placing him on IR. But hey, your starting quarterback's out, so the Steelers are they're eliminated. Yeah. Obviously, if your starting quarterback goes out, you can't be in the playoffs. And then Puka Nacua had an AC joint, but McVay believes that he'll probably play. Yeah, I'm going to run that joke into the ground.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here.
So the Eagles' playoff hopes are could be up in jeopardy because Jalen Hurts is in concussion protocol. So there's your starting quarterback there. Derek Carr is also in a lot of concussions, a lot of head injuries. Who knew? In the NFL.
Yeah.
Tyler Higbee is also in that. Brian Robinson, hamstring. And to top it all off, no word where Zach Ertz is going to go. Some rumors are saying that he is going to the Eagles. But he says he wants to sign with a contender, and the Cardinals are like, sure. Why not, man? We'll give you your release and go to where you want on there. But, I'm going to run that joke into the ground every time a starting quarterback goes out. The Bengals are out. I don't care what they do the rest of the season. The Bengals are out. They're done. You can't get in. Nope.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you win the rest of your games.
A few notable ones for defense on the side, actually, is the Kansas City Chiefs defense got injured a lot, unfortunately.
Yes, Julie Ertz's husband.
Yeah, right.
You got Taylor Swift's boyfriend and Julie Ertz's husband competing. They could be on the same team. two tight ends. One's Julie Ertz's husband, one's Taylor Swift. That's going to be a battle.
Yeah, well, that'd be a lot of tight ends because we have them for sure.
Yeah.
But no, defense got injured, which really kind of puts a little bit of a wrench in the season. This was the first game the Chiefs defense allowed over 20 points or 21 points. So with that, it's like, okay, is this the downhill decline? We do have Bolton coming back, which is the linebacker, but Drew Tranquil, who was his backup, got injured, got taken out concussion. But then Brandon Cook or Ryan Cooks, or just Cook, singular, not plural. Brian Cook actually got injured as well. So if you got Chiefs defense, just kind of take that in consideration. We got the Bills coming up. That could be a major factor. I'm a little bit. I mean, if you have a better matchup, definitely go with them over the Chiefs. Probably the next few weeks until they kind of right the ship defensively and get healthy.
I guess the only other injury I have is the entire Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they got their ass kicked. That was just a travesty. Yeah, as a Cowboys fan, I was sobbing. I was sobbing so much while smiling and laughing at the same time. Actually, I just laughed myself to tears. I was like, "That's right, you bitch. We're gonna get you next week, though." So just you hate, exactly. You hate to see. It's like that Seinfeld meme. That's just shame, as I'm sitting there watching them just get their ass handed to them. Because the 40 there's 49ers, then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's the rest of the league. I mean, at this point, it's crazy how good they are.
Yeah, and I know everybody wants to kind of look at Brock Purdy and be like, "Oh, MVP." He did good, but Debo Samuel, man, without Debo, Purdy did shit. So whenever you have Debo, Purdy, and McCaffrey together, apparently they're undefeated. So it's a good combo, but at the same time,
I think the Vegas odds for the MVP updated right now is there's a tie for the top. It's Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott.
Oh, Dak, yeah.
I mean, Dak is just balling right now. I cannot believe I'm saying that. He is balling.
Yeah. Well, that's a good transition. We'll jump on that one. Let's go to the top 10. Mm-hmm. We do have top 10 music, actually. Check it. Oh, here we go. Top 10 quarterbacks. Brother, let me get the banner going. Thank you, so. Working on the production background. There we go. Geno Smith. Good Lord. On our waivers, Geno Smith. Come on with 31 points. Brock Purdy, 29 points. Dak Prescott, 28. Jalen Hurts, 24. Joey Joseph, Jordan Love, 24. I just had to have fun with that one. Stafford, 23. Howe, 20. Tagovailoa, 19. Wilson, 19. And Minshew Mania, 19, man. Quarterbacks, man, what's popping out to you?
That I dropped Geno this week.
Yeah.
I had 3 quarterbacks. And I had Trevor Lawrence, and Geno's been trash. And he's going up against Dallas's defense. This was not supposed to happen.
It's not a bad move. It's just that toxic relationship.
It's just, gosh damn it.
Yeah.
But Dak's balling out. Jordan Love. The Packers can't keep doing this. This is just dumb. Okay, they went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and Jordan Love is looking very good. And he's got a plethora of young receivers around him. It's weird that you draft a quarterback who can sit behind a GOAT for about 2-3 years, and then they push that GOAT out, and they take over, and it's good.
Yeah,
and that's happened. This is the second time the Packers have done it. But they 30 years. You had a consistent quarterback. 2 of the best to ever play the game. A top 5 of all time. To me, arguably, is the best pure quarterback I've ever seen play. Next to Patrick Mahomes. As far as just pure skill, top to bottom, arm strength, reading a defense, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, to me, is the pedestal. Patrick Mahomes will get there. And I think he's on his way to being the guy of the best all around. Like Tom Brady is the best accomplished player, most accomplished player of all time. Doesn't mean he's the best quarterback. It's a difference. But yeah, and the fact that you go from Brett Favre to him. And now Jordan Love is showing that he's here to stay. What the frick?
I mean, maybe there's something to it being an employee-owned NFL team, or not employee, but a city-owned. So they've actually got quite a bit of input from other people. It's not privately owned. More of a maybe.
I mean, it's still the same old GMs and scouts and stuff like that. I mean, they do have have stockholder meetings every year where all people who's a stockholder can come and they give a big thing at the stadium. It's a big old deal. I know because my dad is a shareholder and he gets letters in the mail about going to the shareholder meeting. On that, it's just dumb, but congratulations to them. Jordan Love, I think, is here to stay. So if you want to pick him up off of waivers, you can, because I think he's going to be consistent going forward.
Put him over Pat Mahomes right now.
That hurts. That actually is that's a legit question,
right?
Unfortunately, it's just because I will take if you gave Patrick Mahomes, Christian Watkins. And I know Rocco was bitching about ever since Rocco lit a fire in his ass because he was bitching about Christian Watkins like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
He wasn't showing up at that point.
He's been playing solid ball on that. And then and then the rookie out of Jalen Reed out of Michigan State's been playing well. Obviously Romeo Dobbs is consistent. So they got a pretty solid core of 1, 2, 3 as long obviously they're healthy. But
there was another guy that kind of tore us up too. He had 3 catches or so. But I can't remember what his name is, but no, I mean, they're putting it together, and this is the good week to actually put it together. Start getting heated up a little bit and get ready for that playoff push.
Another reason why I like Jordan Love going forward is look at the rest of their schedule. They do not play decent teams. I think they played maybe one team that's worth a crap.
Yeah, who do they got? Like Minnesota.
Yeah, that's just I forget.
They may have played Detroit again, but
no, they've already played Detroit twice.
Did they been playing twice? Okay.
Yeah, so they split with that. So they've got the Bears again, but their schedule is very weak. I forget who. Somebody read it off, and I was like,
well, whose schedule's not weak? The running backs, because we still are in the top 10. Yeah. So let's get out of here. Kamara. 29 points, man. I mean, I don't think he's going to be back consistently, but good to see him back in there. Achane 25, Henry 25, and not really going to be happening next week.
He's out of they said he didn't have a concussion.
They didn't?
Nope.
He's going to pass the protocol and everything?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. You did run that through. Connor 23, Hubbard 22, McCaffrey 22, Pacheco 21. Hard-earned runs. Wish you didn't throw that fist at the end so we could get a little more, Boy, but whatever. Williams getting 20, White getting 20, and Pollard 17. Right, so Dallas finally making it top 10 running backs, but missing. And who's going to stick around?
Well, right now Mixon's got 2 touchdowns already in the game, so Mixon will probably will end up cracking this top 10. I would say. I'm going with tonight.
21-14 Jags down at home.
Mostert's not in the top 10 because Achane's back. Like I said before, it was kind of like they tweaked it a little bit, but then they put him back in. He does his thing. Christian McCaffrey is Mr. Consistency as far as that. Kyron Williams, when he plays, he's good. Rachaad White has been solid for like the past 8 games.
I mean, the Bucks offense.
Right.
Has been pretty solid.
Whoever wins that division, congratulations. I mean, you are.
Are they going to be above 500?
Every team in that division is trying so hard not to win the division. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. But no, I mean, unfortunately, you're not getting the consistency other than if you're Christian McCaffrey. Unfortunately.
Sorry. Hell of a catch by Washington, if that counts. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one thing about it's like who's missing? Freaking you name it. I mean, Bijan's not there. It's just like you figure it's gonna be your heavy hitters. They're just not there. Where Kamara's been pretty consistent though, even though he's been off I think last week. But it's just Mostert's not there. It's just like what Miami running back's going to go off.
Mostert, I would also say missing probably Breece Hall. The only thing from New York that may have potential to get points. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Just feed the guy the rock. Just let him go. Let him go off on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Saquon's not there. I mean, Josh Jacobs, but they were off.
Yeah.
You know, so you have some bipocalypse stuff going on this week. So that's why you're missing some people. But I think we're done with bye weeks, right?
Yeah, hopefully. I know I'm done with them. I've been done with them for a while. You know who's probably done with them too? Because this guy was done with the rest of the league. DK Mother Metcalf, dude. That dude's a man's man.
Yeah.
And he freaking showed it. So I see some highlights of just Metcalf just pushing everybody and just being a bully. He's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is aggro AF. But getting 37 points. Only beat Debo Samuel by 1 point. Congratulations, Debo. I had Brock Purdy playing, getting those touchdowns, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Who am I playing against? I'm playing against Debo. Like, fuck, quit throwing it to Debo, man. Quit letting him touch the ball and just run for 80 yards because, god dang it, he did that. 36 points. Absolutely demolished me. Nico Collins, my guy, came in at 34 points. Couldn't save the day. CeeDee Lamb, 33 points. I am sure he helped some people win their match. Mike Evans, 29 points. Christian Watson, 28. Pittman, 28. Smith, 25. And Nakua, 24 points. Rounding off the wide receivers.
If you have the tandem of Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, I would be very happy right now if you're in the playoff hunt. I would be extremely happy the way that they're playing. They have the Eagles next, and especially when they play at home, they put up numbers when they're at home.
It's over 40 points, right? Like average.
Yeah, on average. And I mean, it also counts all the pick sixes that Dallas has had on that. Debo is the two big, like, it's just like the Bash brothers are 1 and 2.
Dude, seriously,
they're just freaking monsters. But yeah, DK, it's kind of the same thing with the Seahawks. Like, they wrote him off, but he didn't write back type of thing with DK. And he really should have only had like maybe 1 or 2. But Jackson Smith and Jigba like had one. They called that back. They called another one back. I mean, there was like 2 or 3 where they called back where it was, especially Jackson Smith and Jigba. And then they were like, oh, okay, we'll just throw it to DK again.
Yeah. Well, I played against Njigba, so I'm glad that happened on that one.
Yeah.
Even though he still got like 14 points.
The crazy thing that I've seen, and we're in week 13 now. The crazy thing that I've seen as far as the consistency, people that drafted typically in some type of order went Jefferson, Hill, Tyreek Hill, not that imposter Taysom Hill, but Tyreek Hill and CMC.
Taysom Hill. Yeah.
And and Justin Jefferson before he got injured, those 3 were the most consistent.
Yep.
So it's kind of crazy that the people still know what they're talking about that get paid to do this for a living. To give it a second, we'll be there. But as of right now, those 3 are the key of like the craziness of consistency, and the fact that Tyreek Hill and Christian McCaffrey are not up for any MVP discussion is kind of a travesty.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, and probably, I mean, when he was terrorizing people, Garrett Wilson as well on defense as far as being an MVP candidate. And they should have that. We need it so it gets away from the quarterbacks every once in a while. Shows appreciation. And Tyreek Hill being probably one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. Like, yeah. Come on, man. Give him his flowers.
The only thing missing from this is Keenan Allen because he's been really good. But then they decided to have the greatest football game of all time. What was it, 6-0?
Yeah,
that was a barn burner, wasn't it?
Too.
If only someone was going to join us that could talk about that great game.
Yeah,
that's a good segue. Eventually,
maybe there's a super fan out there.
Yeah,
get at us in the chats. Come on,
that could fill us in on what the happened.
Oh Lord, I don't even. Probably 0s and 6s are just going to be in people's nightmares out there.
Oh, that binary code is really fucked up on that one.
Oh yeah, it's not one anymore. For me, it's Evans, man. I mean, this guy's been there 3 weeks now in a row, top 10, I believe. Absolutely crushing it. Mayfield was just being serviceable and getting it to the guys that make plays. And yeah, man, they're scoring points. don't think I updated tight ends. Yeah, that's gonna be it for top 10.
Hey, Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta.
Yeah. Oh my God. Screw that mother. Laporta, McBride, Ferguson. I'll just read it from the list. Laporta 29 points. Had to play again against him too. That was cool. McBride getting 23 points and Ferguson 20. There's others, but sorry, we've been running a little bit behind today. But
hey Jeremy, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Jeremy, what's going on, man?
CD for sure. CD's been
Yeah. I mean, the wide receiver is really showing out. I think overall, I think there was like a majority in the top 10 again. If not 5, maybe 6. And then even then after that, like in the top 25, it's vastly majority wide receivers. So they're showing out, man. Let's show them some love.
Yeah.
But what else you got, man?
If I was, unfortunately, with when one man goes down, another man must step up. Therefore, I really like your Nico Collins situation going forward.
Yeah, I do too.
On that,
because Dell was taking a pretty good chunk away from him.
Yeah,
even though Collins was injured, I think for like 1 or 2 weeks, but
and it's pretty much just at this point you were just scratching and clawing, but to get that last, if you can get a seat at the table, that's all that matters. Now that being said, if your starting quarterback goes down, we have to take that in consideration. So I'm sorry if you don't make it, because I just feel like your starting quarterback would hinder you from winning anything. So we'll do that. That's the running joke. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I think that's 4. I think each round you've done it.
Yeah, this should be like a drinking game or something out of it. Just anytime I bring up the travesty that is the college football playoff, or the farce that is it, that would be a better word. But no. All I'm saying is, the consistency really has been the wide receivers this year. Truly. So AJ Brown, wake the fuck up.
I mean, what? He can take a nap after absolutely dominating for 8 weeks? I mean,
you got me to the seat of the table in one of my leagues. I need to get the crown, okay? Come on, AJ. Josh Downs, wake the fuck up.
Yeah, I haven't looked at much of the score. So, how much did he score this week?
Which one? AJ?
Yeah, AJ. Yeah, because typically he was on like 25-point average.
Right.
Like for like 5 or 6 games straight, it was 125 plus yards. And then the one that broke that streak was 100 yards or something of that nature. So, but I mean, he may not be scoring as much for you, but at the same time, he has gotten you where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you appreciate that.
Yeah,
as long as he was not on your bench.
No, I do know someone that did have DK on the bench in one league, and I'm just like, oh, that sucks.
All right, man. I feel like we can't really move on without me talking about. We got some legal issues, man.
Yes, we
got some major legal issues. I don't feel safe about it, so let's bring in a legal officer. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Daniel Hagan, waiting patiently as we fumble through the top 10. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. Am I coming through loud and clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk about
right, let's talk about
the X's and O's.
The X's and O's. Yeah. Now it's almost like the X's and O's too. Yeah.
Yes.
We have been owned by the Patriots for the last 15 years. Ever since Belichick became coach, I think we've only won 1 game against them.
Yeah, 2000 to 2017. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we call Sunday's game a win? Is that what winning is supposed to look like?
No, according to the College Football Committee, that is not a win. That is not a win. It was too ugly.
Yeah, I'm okay. If that, I can start to see, I guess, how a win could technically not be a win. I don't think Florida State played a game like that. So, they still got screwed. The Chargers, however, if this is somehow supposed to save Brandon Staley for another season, if somehow him beating the Patriots gives Tom Telesco reason to say no, we still believe in this guy, then
right.
I can't watch football anymore
Right.
because nothing will make sense.
So
Nothing
your cousin stopped watching the Patriots like 6 weeks into the season. So
yeah,
no.
they're a travesty. But here's the thing to keep in mind. Hey, good. At least maybe a bright spot for your future is I was watching the Talking Heads this morning. Got me a little heated, but also just laughed at all the word vomit that were coming out of their mouth on trying to defend Florida State being left out. And Greeny was actually Mike Greenberg, shout out, because he basically said, I'm not saying anything, but I'm putting it out there that he went and met up with Harbaugh at some function, and he was asking him like who his favorite, of the young quarterbacks, who his favorite one is, and he said he went on for about 5 to 10 minutes about Herbert. Now, I think Harbaugh will be an NFL coach next year. I do. I think it, but it's just, is it going to be the Browns? Is it going to be the Bears? Because that's kind of what people are hoping. But also, too, they're rumored that Belichick might go to the Patriots. I mean, not the Patriots, but it might be the Chargers or the Washington Commanders, Redskins.
Yeah. Would you want that right now, Daniel?
It's just so
Would you
hard
want Belichick?
Because
after you beat him 6-0.
I have hated this man for so long, and I have wanted to see his downfall and his demise. It'd be really difficult to stomach the thought of him coming over. But God damn it, yes. Are you kidding me? He would be 1,000,000 times better than the current situation over there. And Brandon Staley, he really tries to make you think that he tries, he cares, and he puts it all, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he yells at reporters, and he gets emotional, and you just get the complete opposite of that with Bill Belichick, and you got to think there's something to that, and so while
I think he would still wear cutoffs out there in San Diego.
Oh yeah, totally. Like if he
because it's like over 60, it's like permanently 65 degrees out there.
He should.
It's not. I keep saying San Diego. It's LA now.
Right.
No, we're still the San Diego Chargers. Yeah. The culture. Look, the San Diego
I know.
Chargers.
I know. I'm with you there, man.
is still alive and well.
I mean, it would increase your fan base from like 12 to 20. So
that's true.
You actually might pack the stadium with Charger fans for once, because that's just it. You're a man of few, unfortunately.
Well, we're not doing ourselves any favors this season to get more fans.
No, and it just sucks because you've gone through 2 different coaches with this roster.
Yeah,
it's what hurts is you see that, and this is what it's been like for 25 years as a Cowboys fan, where it's like the roster makes sense, and then we play, and it doesn't make sense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just don't have the person there to put the right pieces together. Where you do, I mean, you have a Keenan Allen, you have which Quentin Johnson, I don't think it's just a good receiver to begin with. But Mike Williams went out, that hurts. But you're only gonna miss. Yeah, you're only good for Mike Williams. Mike Williams is only good for like 6 games anyway.
No, we knew that. No, everybody was well aware. Okay, we got Mike for maybe 3 or 4 games at the most. And then you're gonna have to do something, Quentin. Like that was always the deal.
Yeah.
It's like Kadarius Toney. He's our Mike Williams now. Yeah. Like, we got him for 2 games. That's all right. You earned the paycheck.
Yeah. There you go. Staley reminds me of Nick Sirianni with the fake tough guy mentality. Nobody's afraid of you. Well, everyone was afraid of the Eagles until San Francisco was like, hold my beer on that. So
that ass, man.
That was that. The San Francisco
See ya!
are just dumb. But kind of, hey, good. Going into the actual, looks like you're going to get a seat at the table. You kicked my ass. No, wait, sorry. You kicked me and Soul's ass. Sorry. I have to include her. If she wants me to include her in the wins, she has to be included in the losses. Which I as the owner, she is still we have to do the year end, what have you done for me lately? I honestly, I don't know. I don't know. That's going to be something we'll have to have.
I'm the one who also drafted Tua. I wasn't supposed to do that, was I? But I knew I was going to need a backup plan in case Herbert gets Staley'd.
Yeah, I knew she'd take you off for a second.
Yes. See, I I knew that Tua. I needed to have him. I knew I needed to have him. So I'm glad I could bring that up again and gloat about that.
No, I was contractually obligated. I'm not a big fan of, especially in a 10-team league, of taking 2 quarterbacks just because there's just value you might pass up on where one guy's just going to sit on your bench anyway. But I told her, that's why I said I'm contractually obligated to take him the last pick because I'm not going to waste value on a backup quarterback, and then you took him. Yeah. So now you're just hated.
Who did you take in your first quarterback selection?
You don't need to talk about it.
I don't.
I have it pulled up, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Justin Fields is who I took.
Yeah.
He looked like he was gonna be the guy.
Yeah, I mean, like last year he had
He was going off the last end of the season.
Yeah. For the Bears specifically, like they have the talent, and then the management and the coaching just ruins the talent.
That's why. That team is just made for a John Harbaugh. That makeup and how the Bears are just
it would be more of like a credit to him to turn that organization around than it would the Chargers. Like the Chargers are still a mess. I think you can make the argument the Bears are a bigger mess.
Yeah, and they just got a new GM
with 2 first-round draft picks.
Yep. I don't see a world where unless someone really trades up, I don't see a world where Marvin Harrison Jr. is not a Bear next year.
Man,
I just don't see.
I kind of wish the Chiefs would just trade the farm and get him. Yeah,
he was going as like the quarterback 6th.
Maybe Marvin can dress up as a Kadarius Toney. And instead of it being Tony wearing number 19, it's Marvin Mims, and don't tell anybody.
Yeah, there's always every draft. I'm like, there's a can't miss player that I think of coming out. Sauce Gardner was him 2 years ago. I forget who it was last year. I'd have to refresh. But Marvin Harrison is my pick of there's just no reason why, unless injuries and stuff like that happen to him, there's no reason why this guy cannot be a surefire stud in the NFL. Has nothing to do with nepotism. Has all to do with the fact that he's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's got
that lineage, man. That does matter.
It does. I mean, he's pretty much been through those camps and stuff, and he still had to put in the work. But his dad probably was able to have connections and stuff, so it didn't help. It's kind of the same thing with actors and actresses. You still have to act. You have to be good. Yeah. But
all the legwork is done for you, though. That is one part of it.
But
you can't deny the convenience.
Hey, well, I do want to jump back to the coaches. So you're all right with having Harbaugh there? Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'd be okay with having Harbaugh there. I think.
And then you're good with having Belichick there.
Yep, I'm good with it just because I'm
so ready. You enjoy cheating? That's what I'm hearing.
Allegedly,
you're good. You're good with cheating.
Allegedly.
Did I not talk about how I hated this man for years?
Belichick.
Yeah. No.
Look,
I'm just saying. I mean, we're just gonna let cheaters here in the AFC West. Fine.
I have been reborn, birthed anew.
Yeah.
What are rules, anyways?
Right.
What are they? I mean, the first thing you learn to see is that everything is bullshit.
Yeah.
When you go to law school, it's really bullshit school. Because it's not worth the tuition. That's the first lesson. None of what you're about to learn will ever be worth what you're paying.
Right. Well, as a person who's watched multiple seasons of Suits, two seasons of Lincoln Lawyer, and just watched the Lincoln Lawyer movie with Matthew McConaughey last night, I agree.
Yes. And the Matthew McConaughey version is the superior Lincoln Lawyer screen adaptation. I haven't read the books, but as far as screen adaptations go, it's Matthew McConaughey or bust.
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
The series.
Yeah, the series is fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
But could you imagine an AFC West where you have Andy Reid, you have Sean Payton, and then you have one of those two guys? Like then are the Raiders like just running to try to get like a legacy coach at that point? Like just to kind of like stick around? Yeah,
you gotta get Bisaccia back in there. Did anybody read some internet rumors about Bisaccia, some rising from the dead to come back and be the coach of the Raiders?
No.
Well, I wouldn't put it past. I would not put it anywhere past Junior to just hire some bullshit.
Mark
Yeah.
Davis. You mean?
Yeah, just bowl haircut Junior.
That okay.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Like why?
he
You have all that money, man. You can't buy yourself a haircut. No.
So it just wouldn't put him past. He just looks like he doesn't know where he is like 75% of the time. Like every time they show him, I'm like, do you know that you own a team? Do you know where you're at? Please, someone tell him. He just like, oh, okay, how you doing?
Yeah, pretty soon that's going to be Jerry Jones.
Mm. If not already there. If not already.
I mean, yeah. Well, all I know is
Jerry knows he owns the football team. Jerry is still very much aware that he is the owner.
Oh yes, and he
just
lets
maybe falling off
everyone
the
know
bicycles like Biden or something though.
Yeah, no, he's not like a walking Roomba like Biden is. But shout out Shane Gillis for that joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Oh yeah. Do you? This is the one thing I do think Harbaugh is leaving.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think that. I mean, with all he probably doesn't want to deal with any of the stuff, and he wanted to leave. I'll put it this way: he wanted to leave last year. But Minnesota, somebody in the boosters or something, did not want him to be hired. So you don't go interview for the job and then realize you don't want it. You go interview the job because you want it. He interviewed with Minnesota. They just said no. So he went back to Michigan. So if another job opens up, he wants to go back to the NFL. He's got unfinished business on winning a Super Bowl. If he can get this national championship for Michigan, fine. But you know what he did? He made Michigan better than Ohio State. And to some other Michigan fans, that's all they want is just to be better than Ohio State. He's accomplished that.
Yep.
He's made them their bitch. Ryan Day is crying all the time. They had to come up with some random scandals about having Connor Stallions on the sidelines just because they're tired of losing to Ohio State. And guess what happened? They still couldn't beat them. So that's why I think Harbaugh is NFL bound, because he's basically done what he needed to do. He reestablished Michigan as the top dog in the Big Ten, even though they're going to be like 20 teams next year.
He's gonna sing that song as he's walking out. I did it my way.
Right. Never have I ever seen the number one team in the playoff have a head coach that was suspended twice in one season and still was the number one team in the playoff. But guess what? You can't do is you can't win all of your games and have your quarterback go out. That's the last thing you can do, is to win all of your games and have a quarterback. You can be charged with cheating twice and be suspended twice in one season. But, your team still won, but that doesn't matter. So I don't know. But, Haga, how do you feel about your team going forward?
Well, I mean, there's just so many questions right now. And like Khalil Mack, the thing that gets me the most is Khalil Mack is playing like the best he's ever played. He's doing it, he is just on fire right now, setting records for sacks per game. Like, he's having one of the greatest seasons a single defensive player can have. And it's on this team. This is the team that he has to do it on. So honestly, we can't afford him. We can't afford somebody that good. I'm sick of Joey Bosa because he's made of glass. I don't have high hopes that we're gonna get back in the playoffs for a good while.
And who's your big time safety that's also made of glass out of Florida State?
Derwin James. Well, the thing is, he's also getting himself ejected and flagged, and it's just can't stay on the field either.
Yeah. So let me rephrase my previous question. What I meant to say. How do you feel about your fantasy team going forward in the playoffs?
Well,
and please be just as equally depressed about it.
Yeah, just be like, he's going off, but my rest of my team is made of glass.
Oh man.
Yeah. I think the fact that I had the foresight to take Tyreek Hill over like all the other, I was very close to taking Bijan first overall. And I did my other league, and I very much regret that because Tyreek was available. And if you take like the only other person I think you could take over Tyreek and be happy with it is McCaffrey. But I got Tyreek Hill, and the world is my oyster.
Yeah,
this is pretty much the only way I can look at it. I got Amon-Ra too, and they're both doing great. I swung and I missed on Saquon Barkley, but Travis Etienne is picking up the slack. And
I mean, you didn't miss it. I mean, just injuries, man.
yeah.
I mean, that's not a miss on your part. That's just the bat folding in half as you nailed it.
That's a way of looking at it. Yeah, I still know what I'm doing when it comes time to draft.
Yeah,
you had to I'm trying to save or export the image of your draft, and we kind of take a little bit of time to just go through that if you're all right with that.
Yeah, let's see how everybody's shaking out.
Yeah, and Josh, did you have a question?
Not
good. Talk about Miles Sanders. Sanders, gosh, what a steal! Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Someone stole his talent this season. That's what they did.
Is he still on my roster? He better not still be on my roster.
No, he's not on your roster.
Okay, good.
You have a backup defense on your roster more than you have Miles Sanders.
Okay. Oh yeah, because I had to play the Chargers this week because I knew something like this was in the works. That I did have the foresight that this Chargers Patriots game was going to be horrible. And where there's a horrible games, there's a high scoring defense.
Mm-hmm. No, I just I got injured. I mean, Ramondre only got me 2 points against you. I don't know what else I can do.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah, that was sad. Hey, yeah. Eckler played the whole game and he got like 2 points.
And Swift got ninered.
There we go.
So,
all right, yeah. Let's run through this. Yeah, so you got Hill first round, then Barkley.
I traded Jonathan Taylor. Traded Jonathan Taylor for Travis Etienne.
I mean, I think that still worked out for you.
That was the best, smartest thing I did all season.
Yeah. And then Herbert, of course. I mean, had a few good weeks.
Drafting a second quarterback was the second smartest thing I did all season.
Yeah, well, and that second quarterback being a Tua Tagovailoa for sure. if it was somebody else like maybe Justin Fields, I don't know.
Right.
But Ayuk. I mean, out of whenever Debo was absent.
Oh yeah, he's been like some secret sauce. Ayuk is a secret sauce.
I think he's caught like 5 touchdowns in a row, like 5 games in a row. He's had a touchdown or something.
Yeah, he's on a hot streak for sure.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, James Conner's been fine for as bad as the Cardinals have been.
Yeah,
Khalil Herbert's kind of a bust, but I mean, you took him late, so
he's gone. He's not on my team anymore.
Right.
Dunzo.
Dalton Kincaid. I think you wish you still had him as far as.
Oh, that was a big mistake. So there was a turning point.
Cole Kmet's been pretty solid this last half of the season too.
No,
so Kincaid's travels has actually been to my team.
Yep. Kmet's travels has been to mine.
Yeah. Oh, was he on your team too?
Yeah, I got him. But he's on a bye this week. That's probably picked up the Moose.
He never
the Moose
should
was
have been
not
on either of your teams. He should have been.
Wait, are you saying Kmet or are you saying Kincaid was on your team, Josh?
Kmet is on my team now.
Okay, yeah.
So you have Kincaid, I have Kmet.
Right, I have Kincaid though. So I had gotten him from GIF through a trade. so that's how far Kincaid's traveled.
Yeah, he's made the rounds, but he never should have left my team.
I mean, you'd have him for like 4 weeks, and
he wasn't doing so great in the beginning. Then he got injured.
Oh yeah, he's back up. Yeah.
And then he came back after his injury, and then he was great.
Well, right, but he was great because of Knox's injury.
That too, that helped.
Yeah, I mean that's really what actually kind of catapulted him into for me relevancy at least. But Thielen being off and on. Your Broncos D is now looking like that was a good draft.
I know.
But I mean, for the first 6 weeks, definitely not.
Right.
Oh my God, they were so bad. They're so bad.
Oh man, right? Yeah, 1-5, and then all of a sudden they go on this hot streak.
Who knew 70 points could turn around?
Ooh, man. I kind of wish the Chiefs would have lost one of those games, by 70 points. Because
if they make the playoffs and play Miami,
yeah.
That would be funny if they actually do that. Hey, according to the staters, as long as Russell Wilson stays healthy, they have a shot to make the playoffs.
Yeah, we just need the Bills to lose here, but they're making it real close right now. Not the Bills, the Bengals. Bengals are making a real close game right now with their backup quarterback.
Yeah, but yeah, Bengals 21. They hadn't scored in a while because they were up 21-14 against the Jags.
It's 28-28 right now.
Yeah, it's 28 all.
Oh, okay. I guess my game's a little bit slow.
There's been some action.
Well, there we go. But yeah, I mean, scoring 1 touchdown versus Jags coming off a little bit of a 14-point comeback.
You're telling me that a backup quarterback against an inferior opponent is actually playing well? What the hell? That is such a crazy situation. No, it's their backup quarterback. NFL, their team is inept. There's no way they can compete with the top teams, especially one that's 8-3. There's no way. Oh, they are? Okay. It'd be great to see if, when you earn the right to play somebody, even if your backup quarterback's the one's playing, maybe do it. Thank you, Cincinnati. Thank you for helping me on that.
No tush push on that one, though.
That is another thing that they should not outlaw.
TV snake, man. Yeah.
The fact that someone's trying to outlaw that is just bullcrap. I agree with Sirani. It's kind of the same thing of Haygood saying that, he hates Belichick, but if Belichick came to charges, hell yeah, it's the same thing with the tush push. Just because your team can't do it doesn't mean you can bitch about you not being able to do it as well.
Or stop it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Now, that hip tackle that's injuring a lot of players this year, that could be probably outlawed, which I don't know how you determine if it's a hip tackle or not.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with that one. That one looks thorny. Thorny issue.
So that's kind of like, it was like that. Remember that sack rule years ago where they're like, if you land on the quarterback, then it's a penalty. Yeah. And it was an Aaron Rodgers rule because that's what broke his collarbone one year. I think Aaron Barr was the one that fell on top of him and broke his collarbone. So then they're like, oh, you can't land on a quarterback. And then they were like they were just throwing flags left and right, and they've kind of like gone away from that. That's going to be the new
I've seen some of that were complete bullshit though.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, or they just no call it.
Yeah.
But it's not as egregious as it was when they first put the rule in. So can't wait for them to do the hip tackle rule next year, and then every tackle is a hip tackle because they don't know what the hell it is. Like a catch. Like no one still knows what the hell the catch is anymore.
Oh no, we'll never know. We're just making it more difficult to determine.
Especially Cowboys fans. Cowboys fans don't know what a catch is.
Oh, I know what a catch is.
Did y'all see the Trey McBride one?
Oh no, I heard about it, but I didn't.
So there was a sequence of events where it was pouring rain in that game, obviously. This was before the rain delay, but Kyler Murray threw a 1-yard touchdown pass to Trey McBride. And he takes 3 steps. He takes 3 steps in the end zone with it. And then he falls to the ground, and the ball comes out when he falls to the ground. And all the commentators, Gene Steratore is saying, oh, this is clear 3 steps. He makes a football move. Doesn't matter. It's a catch. And then all those people are like, yep, pretty clear to me. And then they come back, and it's like, this was not a catch. This was not a touchdown. And it's like, it was called a touchdown on the field, which means it had to be clear and convincing. So, like, the officiating is bullshit. I just want to echo that sentiment. The officiating is very, very poor this year, and there needs to be change. And the vengeance seeker in me would like some jobs to be taken away because I'm a vengeful person. But right. I think
would that make the issue bigger or worse? I mean, because then you're cutting them, but then how many people are really lined up that are ready?
Right.
To at that level?
Because I'm definitely sure if you go against all these referees, the backups aren't any better. Because I don't want to go through that again. That was even worse.
The replacement refs.
Replacement refs. Yeah. The fail Mary. Remember that where they caught Golden Tate caught the Green Bay defender in his arms after he has the ball in his hand, and he put his arms around it and grabbed the ball, and they said, "Oh, it's a touchdown." I'm like, "No, it's not."
Yeah.
So after that game, that was when the Packers lost. That was it. That they had to make the deal. But this is Air Grievance episode, so just let us know how you feel. You have nothing.
And let us know how you feel if somebody took your job as commissioner.
It took your job.
David,
are there any grievances there?
I did not take it. You graciously said, "Sure, take it."
The throne was abdicated. Like,
yeah, he was like, "I'm done, guys."
It was just an empty commissioner's seat.
Yeah, Josh, I ran unopposed. Literally, I was asked to do it. Actually, if you want.
Wait. Did someone ask you to do it instead of me? Is that what?
No, you were like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then Tvshka was like, do you want to do it? I was like,
Hey,
sure, never done it before. Might as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah, that's how the
might
chain
have
events
been
were.
mutiny.
We didn't
I mean,
just
you're in a 35-year-old, fantasy league where you guys initially kept stats, not with next generation stats, but you did a tablet, right?
We chiseled on stone a couple of times.
Yeah.
We got there though.
Right.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of Excel spreadsheets involved back then.
Dude,
A lot-
GeoCities.
Yeah.
That still blows my mind. Love it.
There's your pups.
Hey,
There's your
hey.
pups.
This is whiskey.
Whiskey.
Look at the
Where's
phone.
vodka?
Actually, my other dog's name is Bandit, but he's sleeping and hiding right now.
That has to be like a top
What are you
10
doing?
dog name. Bandit. I had him
Yeah.
when I was a child. That was like our family first dog.
Very
was
popular
Bandit.
dog name.
Very, very popular dog name.
Mhm.
On that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you beat me, therefore you're keeping me from getting a seat at the table. Hey, good, you bastard.
Is it already set in stone?
Oh yeah, there ain't no way. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is doing what he's supposed to do this week. That's why I dropped Geno Smith. But
Okay.
like I said, when us. You beat us.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Get your team's pronouns right, man.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no, I mean, with Keenan Allen not doing what he's supposed to do, DeAndre Swift had 4 points.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
you didn't have
Ramondre,
good luck this week.
and then Ramondre Stevenson got hurt. Like what? I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
The cards were stacked against you.
Yeah, I should have played
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp, who was thinking about retiring at the end of this year because of all his nerve damage that he's doing.
Oh my God, dude! You definitely should retire.
But at least Pat Fryermuth, I mean, he was top 10 last week. He did good this week, right?
The Muth.
No, he was not Luth. He was caged.
Yeah. I was gonna say like what?
I want my
He
cage-free
was
Muth.
tied up.
Yeah. Let the Muth Luth, because he was tied up with 5.9th.
Yeah, man. So I mean, obviously you're talking about y'all's game. So Josh Ansel, Sofa Hilltopper is getting 117 points, 0.26. But yeah, team Saquon Barkinsdale the third. I was at the third on yours. 154 points, 0.9 actually. So
Do we have
really-
any fans of The Wire in the house? Does
I
anybody
was
get that
wondering.
reference?
I was wondering where that Barksdale came from.
So Avon Barksdale was the name of one of the original villains in the show. Although he didn't end up being quite as villainous as his second in command, played by Idris Elba. What's the guy's name? Wood Harris. So the guy from Remember the Titans. He's in the Creed movies. That's who played Avon Barksdale in The Wire.
Gotcha.
And I don't know, Saquon Barkley.
It
I was
works.
really it's a reach. It's a big reach.
Hey, I like it. I like saying Team
I like
Saquon
it.
Barkinsdale.
Shout out to Wood Harris and also shout out to Omar. You don't want to when he starts whistling, you get the fuck off the street.
Mm-hmm. Omar coming.
Omar coming.
Omar coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other keys to victory? I mean, of course, on Good on your side, Connor showed up for you for sure. 22.5.
Well, yeah, he was doing really, really badly before the rain delays, but then the rain delays happened. He must have gone into the locker room and just got in the zone because then he came back and he crushed the Steelers. A little personal, maybe.
Yeah, getting 105 yards, 2 touchdowns, off of 25 carries. Yeah, I mean, definitely running angry for sure this week.
Yeah, of course the
Lawyers.
Lord.
And then
Wait,
Tyreek
what?
Hill, 32 points.
Wait a minute. Can we pause and dissect?
Yeah,
this?
definitely, man.
Why do lawyers? Why would a lawyer be picking a? Why is that something to be expected? Why
I
would
mean,
it
are
be
you
expected?
a prosecutor or are you a defendant?
Oh no, I represent insurance companies. I'm the defense attorney.
Oh,
I'm
so
the
you do represent
I'm like-
villains.
I'm like yes.
I mean, he does want, one of those two teams over there.
Yeah, he does
or
not
two
want
coaches.
someone to
He
get their
does like
money
cheers.
when they spill coffee on their lap. All right.
I've done both. I've gone after the money. Right now, I'm guarding the money.
Yeah.
Right.
But we also know the DAs they also mark up some stuff just to get a win.
Hey, everybody's got shades of gray in this profession, especially our clients.
They never did it.
They may or may not. Who knows? What we do know is Ayuk had 15.6 points, guys. Talking about his consistency and just showing up, and then the Chargers defense, bud.
Yeah, I was
cutting them out.
It's a spot start. I was in a snafu with the Ravens not playing, so that was a pretty easy decision, though. Seeing the conditions and seeing Bailey Zappi being lined up to start,
right?
So,
it's got to warm your heart. Like, oh, here we go.
I mean, my
little Max just like chomping at the bit.
My defense scored 21 points. What the fuck else were they supposed to do? It was Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta had interception and pick six, really.
Yeah.
4 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and then 2 fumble recoveries, man. Yeah.
It just, I got injured and ninered, basically, is what happened. And the Moose got caged.
Mm-hmm. You ran into a red wall.
A red and gold wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wasn't there? The gold rush beat my ass.
Well, who else beat somebody's ass is Team Super Bowl Sammy. Now we know him as Roca.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
But absolutely brutally demolishing the Reckless.
Who is this guy? Go over his roster really quick. You should highlight who's on this, because I was looking at this guy's roster today, and how did this happen? Like, how did
I definitely so he was on auto draft, but he definitely did a good job in the waiver.
That was on auto draft. Look at his roster.
Yeah, we're losing to an auto draft.
No,
it's basically like losing to the coin. Here we go. But yeah, so Team Super Bowl Sammy, Jalen Hurts, coming out hot, as well as McCaffrey, killing it as always. Metcalf's really the big winner there, 37.4 points. Rashid Rice, even in losing effort,
giving
14.4.
Look who from the Cowboys is on his team.
CeeDee Lamb. Yeah.
How the Jalen Hurts, Christian McCaffrey, and CeeDee Lamb on the same team?
Yeah.
Suspect.
Yeah. I mean, that's yeah. Okay, it's still showing.
Suspect.
This is draft. McCaffrey, Lamb, Hurts, Gibbs, Metcalf, Judy McLaren, Watson, Ingram, Johnson, Watson, Williams, Finney. Yeah. Yeah. So that may have been what it was. Maybe a trade.
This is why humans are doomed to fail. And AI drafted this. This is why we're doomed.
Yeah. But absolutely demolishing the Reckless. Reckless had Stafford getting 22 points. Mixon's doing well for him right now, but is definitely not going to be doing nearly enough to win, because whenever your defense loses you 2 points, that never helps out. But he still had Hardman in there, who has been injured for 2 weeks. Was placed on IR last week or week before. So, that's also them not paying attention to their roster and really looking at it. They had Rowdle as their running back when they could have had
no one.
Well, yeah, I guess, the waiver maybe, but anything on that one? I'll go ahead and go back to the full mode. Yeah, anything on that matchup there? Reckless losing 70.46 to Team Super Bowl Sammy's 181.32.
I mean, it was over before Friday.
It's just like when you see this guy and you're playing him, you just turn off your phone for the weekend. No need to check. You lost. You've lost this week.
I mean, with CeeDee Lamb going off and Kyron Williams being back,
we have a Trevor Lawrence injury here.
Yeah.
He is being helped off into the locker room. And he is moving slowly.
You picked a good time to play me. Now, granted, Trevor Lawrence already went off for 25.
He did have a good night before whatever happened.
Yeah. So
he played his tushy off.
Sorry, Jaguars, you officially are out of the playoffs. Your starting quarterback went out.
Wait, I mean, come on. Who's their backup? We're gonna find out here.
No, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's their backup quarterback. They're not as good.
So the Bengals and the Jags, they're both just.
What's going on, D? Hey, brother.
No, they're both done.
Yeah.
That's
what if
from
Nick
what
Foles...
from what I was told yesterday and what I learned about the game of football. If it doesn't matter if you win games, it matters who your starting quarterback is, because that's what matters. It doesn't matter that you have a top 10, one of the best defenses ever, that no one ever scored more than 30 points.
I mean,
against,
it didn't seem to matter last night.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, I'm watching this game, and good God. Darren, your Bengals quarterback looks like he runs in slow motion. Because seeing him, like, juke was like watching Austin Powers do a U-turn. It was like...
He's trying. He's really
He's
trying.
like, oh, two-step, turn. It's like, fuck. Oh, my God, dude. But he got the first down.
It's not Saul, it's Soul. Now, what legal action she could help you take, I do not know. But you can still call Soul instead of Sal on that. So, yeah, awesome. No. But, yeah, that's just – I keep getting injured, man. What the hell is going on?
Dude, yeah, this year, injury-wise, has really been hurting a lot of teams. And I don't know if this happened to Jason at all.
By the time we get eliminated from the playoffs, which will probably be next week, I will be sure to put us together, and then you can tell me that I suck.
Yeah, Daniel, you may have to mediate for them. By the way, their ownership and management are not getting along.
Well, at such time as the parties are ready to proceed, I'll be ready to facilitate.
There we go. I like to hear that. What I don't like to hear is Jason winning another match, man. I mean, this motherfucker. 194.36 to Blackpool Combat Club. Sorry, GIF. 137.54. Dak Prescott, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, Devontae Smith. I mean, and Christian Watson. I mean, what you going to do? I mean, and on top of that, the Jets defense scores 10. The kicker, Dallas kicker, scores 15. I mean, the people that aren't supposed to score points scored more than enough. But, yeah, anything key to the victories or, things that GIF can do other than, trade me Achan. Nope, can't do that now. Actually, we can. Crap. Trade deadline is at midnight tonight, right?
Yeah, you can technically still do it.
Okay.
It's week 13.
Give me a holler, man. Give me a holler.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just the fact that Tyler Lockett has just dropped off the face of the earth. Mm-hmm. That didn't help. Yeah, not starting Achan, but I don't think it was going to make a difference there. It's just, Dak Prescott's balling right now, and when your quarterback can just spot you 30 points, all you need is just a little bit of help from the rest of your team. Mike Evans is pretty damn solid, and Devontae Smith is taking all of AJ Brown's shit now. So that's just kind of how it works. And Christian Kirk got hit in the nuts and got a groin injury, and so he's out. So that's just
GroinIndex.com.
GroinIndex.com. That's how the cookie crumbles. So.
Yeah. Sorry, GIF. I mean, for that trade, by the way. I traded him Lockett. Lockett was hot at the time. Traded him for Kincaid, right? Mm-hmm. So that was the where Kincaid landed because Knox got injured. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like I said, I mean, even if HM was in there, it wouldn't have made a difference.
I gave him Puka. I tried to help.
Yeah.
I traded him Puka.
Yeah, I mean, and Puka went off this week too.
Yeah. He won that trade.
Right. Yeah. Who I don't know if they even know what a trade is, but apparently they win. Team Schreiner's beating me 141.94 to my 116.46. Mm-hmm. I have Brock Purdy scoring nearly 30 points. Pacheco running for 21.3. Collins going off for 34.10 points, right? Great day, great time. Nobody else showed up. That's because I had 7 people on bye. So Apocalypse got me on that one because I wasn't able to play my my normal aces in the hole. But yeah, Kansas defense not showing up. Jalen Warren only getting 6.5. in their losing effort to Arizona. Otten was definitely a bad pick. Got him on waivers late, hoping that something would happen, and 0 points happened. That's what happened, right? Because who'd have thought going against Debo Samuel and Sam Laporta would absolutely crush you, right? Both of those guys getting 65.8 points combined, 64.8. So, any keys to victory or loss that you see?
Did he have Laporta? That was pretty much the key there. And
so kind of like I said before, Sam, he had Debo and Laporta.
Yeah, that'll pretty much do it. That's kind of, it was over before it started type of thing. I mean, because the rest of his team was okay at best. But when you've got two players that almost combined for
65 points.
65 points. I mean, it's just that's tough.
Yeah. Quick shout out to Darren, your boy Evan McPherson has put the Bengals ahead here with 2 minutes 28 seconds left to go in the fourth.
There you go.
Yeah. How do you watch your Monday Night Football? Are you watching Peyton and Eli, or are you watching the regular?
Well, right now I was looking to see who was on with Peyton and Eli, but usually I don't watch the on with Peyton and Eli. But I was just checking it out now, and fittingly, Ocho Cinco,
right?
Ocho Cinco is on. That's good.
Hanging out with those blacked out glasses, man. Yeah,
they have good guests, but sometimes it's just awkward, right? Because
you're
trying to watch the game, trying to talk to these interesting people, and you're over here asking Lindsey Vaughn, hey, what do you think of this defensive scheme that it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So they had Tua on earlier.
Oh, that's cool.
And I look up the clip, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, who's listening right now, look up the Tua Tagovailoa clip, because he's playing the guitar and Peyton is singing. And that goes on for like 2 minutes while the game's going on. And it's just like, oh, this is happening. Okay.
Well, there might be some
good
of us
guitar
here
player, by the way.
Rather watch that than the football game.
No, look it up. It's very entertaining. Tua, really good guitar player.
I think I'm better. I bet I'm better.
Come on, dude. Show
right
it
now.
Let's go.
I could go right now.
Dude, let's go. Let's get two guitar playing it. I'll go get mine. I don't know how to play it, but I have one.
You know, my back.
We don't have to. We don't. All right, listen. We don't have to have dueling banjos at this point, guys, or in this part of the show. Right? Because there's something more important going on, and that is next week. Because it all comes down to that last playoff spot.
Yeah, is this?
And there is a 4-way tie. There will be a 4-way tie for that last playoff spot. So it's Sofa Hilltoppers, Team Shriners, Some Homeless Guy, and Blackpool Combat Club. We're all going to be tied for the same record. Yeah. And here's the fun part, is the Sofa Hilltoppers play Team Shriners, and Some Homeless Guy plays Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a 2-way tie, and I don't know how I have the tiebreaker set up.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it shakes out.
For the chat.
Yeah.
We will find that and get it out to you. I'm glad I'm playing a Combat Club, because I think right now, heads up, he has the tiebreaker. So I need to beat him to neutralize that. I'm pretty sure after that, it's going to go to most points scored.
Yeah.
And then maybe after that, most points scored against or something.
Marlon Mack misses being in the league too, Darren.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. After today, like this weekend's losses, I was just like, I'm done. Like I don't care about fantasy football anymore, man.
Yeah. Why do we invest so much time?
There
was one league I forgot.
I
forgot to draft, and it's a best ball league. So basically, the only thing you participate in is the draft. You don't, Daniel. I don't know if you've ever participated in a best ball league, but all you do is just draft, and then the computer, based on your roster, sets a lineup for you. You don't do anything other than just draft, and that's it.
Yep.
Well, I freaking missed the draft. A computer drafted for me, and I was like 7-2. And I was like, please, for the love of God, I've been doing this since I was in the 4th grade. Don't have me win the league that I did absolutely nothing in, because that's just a kick in the ego.
Mhm.
Thankfully, in some points, the 2 quarterbacks that I have are Joe Burrow and Kirk Cousins. So if I win the league with no quarterback, this league is a farce. I am like
it's not you.
I am the most anti-college football playoff committee team ever. There's no starting quarterback, much less a third string.
Jesus Christ.
You have no playoff hopes, bud. Not without any starters, man. Yeah, I mean, speaking of starters, I mean, do you start Purdy or Lamar Jackson?
Purdy
next week, right?
Who are the Ravens playing?
Oh, they're playing somebody actually worth the crap.
Because, I mean, with Brock Purdy, now we know it doesn't matter who he plays. Like, it doesn't matter.
No. Is Debo playing?
Yeah.
Is
they actually
McCaffrey
may
playing?
do better against higher ranked teams.
Brings
we'll find
more
out they're going to be playing Seattle next. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens take on the Rams.
Dude, they're going to crush Seattle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna be ugly. They're gonna beat the crap out of Seattle. It's gonna
until they show some dent in their armor. I just don't.
Well, the last game they played with Seattle was a lot closer than it was supposed to be, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, but I don't think Debo was healthy.
Right. Exactly. It's not gonna happen again. It's never gonna be that close again.
No, they're healthy. That's the difference between them and a lot of other teams is when they're fully healthy, they are a wagon. But if they lose,
well,
as long as Brock Purdy stays healthy, then I guess we can put him in the playoff. So,
he's got the MVP right now, apparently.
Yeah, him and Dak.
Yeah,
imagine that.
Dak and Mike McCarthy's actually doing a really good coaching job. I can't believe that hurt. That hurt me saying, "Oh my gosh."
I think Tyreek is like without a doubt the most valuable player.
Yeah, he's without a doubt the most valuable player in the league. I've been saying that since like week 6. I'm like, how's Tua? Tua's good because he has Tyreek Hill and Jalen. And Jalen Waddle's been kind of hobbled. Waddle's been hobbled.
He's he's living up to that part of the name more, which is not what he wants to do.
He's literally waddling while he's walking. But no, he's fine now. And then could you imagine Jerry? Because someone asked me, Tvshka asked me the other day. He was like, "Who would you, if you had your pick of an NFL coach right now? Like, who would it be?" And I said Sean Payton, just because of how Jerry Jones works. Sean Payton, he knows Sean Payton. That's how it works. But could you imagine Mike McDaniel and Jerry Jones like having any type of conversation together? Like that would be hilarious because they're gonna both talk, and not one of them is gonna understand what the other one is saying.
No, they're not gonna be listening to each other.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They'll have full-on conversation.
Mike McDaniel will be like, "Hey, man, I like your hat." And he's like, "Yeah, well, so what? I'm thinking we should get this boy from down in Lubbock because I really like him." Yeah, man. So, I mean, is that like a feather in your cap, or like what?
and then I can just see like when he's like, Could someone tell me what the hell he just said? And then Mike McDaniel's gonna be like, I think we're gonna get a running back. It's like at the end of the day. It's like they're just not.
Be like Jerry, you should try this.
It's like an animated series.
Yeah, the odd couple of that would be the script writes itself.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So
that'd be so good to hear.
Yeah.
Well, man, I mean, I know we're at an hour and 19. So definitely want to be respectful of everybody's time. But man, the game is still going. About 2-minute warning right now?
1 minute, 48 seconds, 47, 46.
Yep. And the Jaguars, because I'm at commercial right now, they still down by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are, but they got the ball. They're about midfield.
Yeah. So there's still a little bit of chance because looking at our last matchup, Dak Lives Matter versus Olave Garden. Dak has 135.10 points and is locked in. He does not have anybody else playing against Olave Gardens 139.78. And they do have Ridley still playing, even though Ridley didn't get much for him. Ridley got enough because even with 6.7 from Ridley. He actually ends up winning that matchup.
ETN just took it into field goal territory and got more points for me.
Hey,
I'm so proud of you.
So happy for you. Just keep stacking that loss, man.
Do you want Sol to drop you from the screen?
From the screen? Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Sol wants to drop all of us from the screen because we're going over time. But yeah, no. Any final thoughts, Josh, kind of on this, what's going on here, or any final questions for our guest, Mr. Haygood?
No, I mean you've got to see the table. I think mathematically, I think you're good to go, because you're 2 games ahead of the 4 of us. The 5 of us technically.
This is the only league where I'm in the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, you got one.
Just takes one. It just takes one.
And I just want to know what legal action because Florida State is actually looking into do legal action against college football. They are. I know they are. So, I mean, I just don't know how that's going to work.
I wouldn't know the first thing about what legal recourse is available. I'm sure they have a lot of internal grievance procedures that they're going to try to follow, but they're going to try to, who I don't even know. There's so many organizations. Like, I don't even know who these people are that determine who makes
Condoleezza Rice was one of them.
She's not part of the
before,
13
but
committee.
yeah,
she was before. Yes, there is one female, but I don't know who. I looked at it, and I don't know who she is.
But yeah, but it's odd that they had Condoleezza Rice on.
That is odd. What has Condoleezza Rice done?
One of the first ones. I mean, she's big. Apparently, she's a big college football fan.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like it started off politicized.
Like, I'm a fan of the courts. I shouldn't just be a judge.
Right. Well,
yeah. Right.
I mean, if Jason Segel can do it, you can too. How Much Your Mother reference, but no, I mean, Condi was almost. They were like thinking about her being the athletic director for Stanford there for a second. That was actually like thrown out there.
Yeah.
Or also the GM for the Browns. That was also thrown out there at one point.
Ooh.
Well,
right.
That makes it more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but it is interesting. Like, as far as who's there, what decisions they're making. This also kind of brings up a little bit of thing from the past with the Big 12 against ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
So ESPN had went through the SEC, ACC, all the different conferences, and they all got these big fat television contracts. Then they go to the Big 12, and either I don't know if they just couldn't come to an agreement, or I believe from the jump, they just went to Texas, and Texas had gotten a TV contract deal, so they had an exclusive channel like SEC and all the other divisions, but it was just for Texas Longhorns.
Mm-hmm.
So Oklahoma, my beloved Oklahoma Sooners, and the rest of the Big 12 were out. So then there was a little bit of a lawsuit because it looked like it was tampering for some of the transitions to the SEC by ESPN because of what they were kind of saying in the media and even with the television contracts. So I don't know. I mean, was there anything that you kind of, if you pay attention to that at all, or even just from that synopsis? I mean, like legally, I mean, what does that look like? I mean, tampering, influencing. I mean, everybody's doing that, right?
I just have to think like what kind of regulations are currently in place, and because I mean, really with these, it kind of sounds like there's just. It doesn't come into the realm of civil court because I'm sure with these big contracts, they write up all sorts of internal arbitration, mediation type of procedures, and I'm sure it's all very bureaucratic, and that kind of thing is on purpose, to prevent Florida State from going down all these mechanisms and roads that I'm sure and I hope that they do explore. But man, I would know the first thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I know they literally like. It's so wrapped up in red tape because Florida State and Clemson have been trying to leave the ACC for quite some time now. But whatever they signed, they've hired, I don't know, they've spent millions of dollars in legal fees on trying to figure out a way to get out, and they just can't on that. So it's so they're kind of stuck with the ACC, and obviously it just makes it even worse that the fact that the college football committee basically says ACC is terrible. Like, I don't care what you do. It's just terrible.
Yeah,
even though they had a better record against non-conference than the SEC did, but fuck me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of thing could open up I feel like that definitely is the kind of thing that could open up to like hearings, like public hearings, and some sort of government investigation of like abuse of power, things like that. I think that definitely might play a role in the future.
Because
Might be something that,
it's keeping millions of, like we got the if they can get the they might, I mean, it couldn't be a Supreme Court thing because you're taking millions of dollars out of institutions.
yeah,
You know they're gonna get their money.
that
So
definitely opens up litigation for sure.
yeah, you're just and it's all because 13 people decided that your undefeated season was irrelevant compared to this other team that didn't have a.
Draws in more viewers potentially.
Oh, it's all a ratings ploy, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's with the best teams, Georgia would be in.
I still can't wrap my head around that one. Didn't they lose to Alabama though?
Yeah,
But here's the thing, and we'll leave it at this. I know we're going over time, and Sol's getting. I can just tell. So thank you, Sol, for sticking around. But the last thing is, if you knew that Jordan Travis, when he went down, the starting quarterback, and that's the reason that they said that because they're not going to be as good now because of Jordan Travis, even though they won the last 2.5 games because he went down the first half against whoever they were playing, the inferior opponent.
Mm-hmm.
But the next week after that happened, the week before the ACC championship, they were number 4.
Right.
Alabama's number 8, Texas number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if Jordan Travis injury was so significant, then why were they below? Why were they above? Why would they still put them there? And on top of it, if you thought Georgia was and then they put them at number 5 ahead of Georgia.
Yeah.
So your whole point is nullified based off of what you've done in the past. You were just making up shit to say that this is just a better ratings matchup.
It's not consistent. Yeah.
No. So that's where my grievance comes in, and then a bunch of people are like, "Well, this is better. They got it right." No, they didn't. If they got it right, they would have just set the precedents before.
So when Carson Wentz gets injured and you got Nick Foles as the backup, oh, you're not going to let him go to the playoffs now because it'd be boring.
Ohio State when they won the national championship, Cardell
Jones,
was a third string.
He went to the Chargers, was a practice
he was
squad
a bust.
sensation.
But so I don't know. It's a fun joke to have now because it's just like I'm sorry guys, I might.
That was the very first college playoff.
10 times at least.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is air grievances, so this is the episode.
Hey, this is air grievance. Yeah, there you go, bowl eligible. We also got 26 seconds left in the game, and tied. I know you guys may be a play ahead of me, so no need to correct.
Oh, we're going to overtime.
I was trying to say, don't ruin it for him.
Well, no, just because it doesn't need the correction part. But anyways, we do need to be corrected, and we need to jump off, y'all. We need to wrap this up. This was such a good time. Appreciate you all sticking with us, hanging out, and letting us air some grievances. And
air some grievances, learn some legal fees.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of legal fees,
who do I send my
Dr. Haygood?
Who do I? Which one of you do I bill?
Send the bill to Josh. Yeah,
whiskey. Bill whiskey.
Yeah,
whiskey's ready to go for a walk.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so cool to have your doggo show up. So, but also more importantly, you, Mr. Doctor, Senior Advisor Haygood. Appreciate you. So Daniel was actually the first one to start this league. Back when it was a different Discord community, and so we definitely thank you for championing it, getting everybody involved, and just creating the sports community. And that way we can just have some fun and fuck around.
Well, I'm content to not just put my feet up now and let you all take it away.
Yeah, well, we still got you on retainer, so
yeah, we have you on retainer. You can't leave.
Consider me as in-house counsel.
Okay, there we go.
There we go, brother. But no, we thank you so much, man. Best of luck in the playoffs. Congratulations on getting in the playoffs, and also fuck you too. Same time, man.
Yeah, okay.
I will take that very well. Thank you.
All right, man. Josh, any final thoughts? Before we wrap this up.
I'm all FSU'd out. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So I just that's been. It like literally at work they were like, "Are you ready to do this?" And it's been a long day of I just didn't realize how much I cared and just how much this is hurting me.
Yeah.
When you invest as a fan and then realize someone just tells you it's bullshit, it just sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and you can clearly kind of see that, the cracks in a lot of the organizations, but you can see the cracks in our organization too tonight. So apologize that didn't get off of work in time to put up some of the graphics or come up with some new video content. I do have fun making those. But we'll definitely wrap us up with a goodie and a classic. Here we go.
Who should I play?
Dead Davis.